Hey, Jimmy's here again, Northern Colorado. We have a 1994 Subaru station wagon, Legacy. This is really cool because this one has over 400,000 miles on it. So let's take a look and see how a 400,000+ mile 1994 Subaru Legacy has held up over the years. So first little history though. This is it's the first Legacy in the US, called the Liberty in Australia and New Zealand, I believe. This was sold worldwide. It was a major departure from what Subaru had been doing. It was quite a bit larger, definitely more luxurious, more powerful, much nicer, smoother, and really elevated Subaru into a kind of the next level. Yeah, really cool. This is a 94, so this is the last year of this body style, and it's nice. It's pretty sleek and didn't have any weirdness. The sedan had kind of a weird little jog at the rear window, where it met the trunk. That looked a little different. The wagon was pretty smooth, pretty aerodynamic, looks good. Glass is flush. I mean, especially on the hatch here. Look at it. It's like, it's almost one piece. Very nice. Taillights fully integrated, really, really smooth. You've got this extra, wide reflector panel here with the Legacy right there. Would have said Subaru in here, and the trim level and all-wheel drive if it was, which this one was, obviously. Definitely faded. This one, this hatch was blue, now it's silver. The rest of the car, actually, yeah, I think it all started out kind of as a light blue car and has faded to silver over the years. Not uncommon, especially up here. We have pretty powerful sun, and when the car sits outside, that's what happens. Yeah, this is more of a base level car. It's interesting because Subaru in the US, the base level cars got chrome, and the upper level cars got body color on the door handles. Big rub strips, very nicely integrated marker light there on the side. Black fold-away mirrors on this base model. Flush front lights. These are plastic, so they kind of weather a bit. Turn signal. You have the grille. Subaru logo, really nice. This light's not tight anymore, but that happens. And yeah, let's take another look around the back here. Let's actually start at the back because this is kind of interesting. So you got a wiper, very nice. This opens up all the way. It's fully trimmed out, really nicely done. And then in here, and this one has a lot of miles on it, obviously. Pretty big, actually quite a big amount of space here. This is the carpet. That would have been the spare tire area. This one had a CD changer. Got little cubbies back here. It's pretty deep. Nice. Stash your stuff back there. And here you would have the jack. This is for the rear. Here's where you fill up the bottle for the rear wiper fluid. Very cool. Has its own little lid. Speakers and the towers there. And like I said, the back seats fold down. No rear headrest. But let's take a look. Let's take a look under the hood, since we can walk around to the front there. Boy, it's loud, huh? I'm kind of near a highway today, and there's airplanes above. Let's see, is there a rod? Yes, there is. So let's see if I can get this to go up. Bear with me for a second here. So I'll try not to drop anything. All right, there we go. Here we go. There's the Subaru. Multi-point fuel injected, 16 valve, 2.2 liter. I believe it's the EJ engine in this one. This is not the turbo. There was a turbo available for a couple years in these, which was quite the thing. These were also used in rallying. I believe Colin McRae did pretty well with a Legacy back in the day. And yeah, did well. It's obviously a flat four, like pretty much everything Subaru builds, and just a 4-cylinder, 2 on each side. Again, a longitudinal design, similar to how Audi does it. Transmission in this case is behind it. And this is interesting because they use 2 different 4-wheel drive systems. The automatic equipped cars were basically 90% front and 10% of torque went to the rear, and then the transmission could move power as needed while it was driving. The manual equipped cars, which this one is, it's actually a true 50-50 torque split on acceleration. And then there's a viscous type differential in the middle. And once you're going, it moves power around as needed to whatever wheel has the most traction, or whatever axle has the most traction, I believe it is. So, and it can go all the way from 90-10 to 10-90, I believe is what it is. But pretty comprehensively equipped. Got ABS, obviously. Everything's pretty easy to get to. For Subaru, that is. Spark plugs right there. Alternators right on top. you'll notice what's not here, the spare tire. Subaru went away from that with this model. The spare is, well, like we just saw, it's in the trunk, right? But for many, many years, Subaru would always put it back here at the end, the back of the engine bay. Partly that's probably because, you know, wheel and tire sizes got larger over the years. And also it's just better to have the weight in the back rather than right here in the front. So makes sense. Get all the pulleys up here, lots of belts. Well, not a lot of belts, 2 belts. So yeah, pretty complete still, but you know, I guess people won't pick too many parts off a 400,000 mile Subaru. Although it's well proven, but it's got to be here for a reason. Power wise, this engine puts out about 130 horsepower. And well, let's just say it'll get you there. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but slow and steady wins the race sometimes. There's the VIN, code numbers for everything. Fuji Heavy Industries, built in Japan. Actually, was this built in Japan or was this in Indiana? Well, we will take a look. Frameless door glass here, very cool. That's something Subaru's done for a long time. And they still do it, right? What's here? This is a 2005. Yep, still do it on that model. I think they probably still do it on the current ones. Or maybe not. I haven't been in the current one in a little while. So yeah, look at this. This one's kind of filthy inside, but it's actually held up well. I mean, let's verify that. So there we go. There's the odometer, 419,407 miles. Nice instrument cluster, 140 mile an hour speedometer, 6,600 RPM red line on the tach, fuel gauge, temperature gauge. There you go. This has pretty nice, this nice kind of tweedish, although it's a velour fabric. It's nice, sort of a herringbone pattern. Solid power windows on this one, power locks. That's held up pretty good. This bottom thing's falling apart and you've got a little tear here, probably from where the feet kick it over 400,000 miles. But not bad at all. But look at the driver's seat. I mean, the bolster has a little tear here, but that's not worn out at all. And that looks like the original. It's possible he could have replaced it, but finding the same seat 10 to 20 years later, I don't know. That's not always too easy. But yeah, not bad. You had an airbag here on the driver's side, not on the passenger side. So that's why you do have still the motorized belts. And that's kind of interesting. You don't often see a driver airbag and the motorized belts. I believe there's a couple of Chrysler models that had a driver airbag and then a motorized belt on the passenger side only, and a couple of other things. But this was pretty much the last gasp for the motorized belts, I think, here in late 90 or 1994. But you had the manual lap belt they had to do manually, and nobody really did, so really diminished the effectiveness here. So Subaru, the capacities, 4-wheel drive wagon on the bottom, manufactured by Fuji Heavy Industries in February of 94. Assembled by Subaru Isuzu Automotive Inc. So that would have been, yeah, that would have been here, I believe, in Indiana. So there you go. The Americans can build a 400,000 mile car. I like it. Just comes down to the engineering. This is kind of nice here. You've got this very, well, modern for the day dash. Vent here on the side. Mirror controls, defroster, cruise control, tilt wheel, high beams, turn signals, lights, nice. Then here's the 5-speed knob. It's definitely worn down a bit from a lot of use. You have this very nice push button HVAC system. This one, yeah, has AC, it's standard, I guess. It says Legacy right there. Hazard lights over here. Did I say hazard lights over here? I meant defroster if I said hazards. Anyway, hazard lights are over there. And then you had a tape deck. So, and then down here is an ashtray and stuff like that. This person was a smoker, so I'm not going to get too into this car. But, yeah, well, what can you do? You got a fuel filler release right there, as is normal in the Japanese cars. And then take a look at the back seat. Also, obviously, frameless windows. Pretty much a duplicate door panel at the front. Pretty good leg room. Nice seat. Lots of headroom. The center does not fold down separately, but yeah, a lot of space. Again, power windows. You got ashtrays in here, even for the back seats, because that was the thing back in the day. This has one of those just vinyl, smooth, plasticky headliners like Honda does also. That's probably the least attractive part of this, although I will say it's super easy to keep clean, right? You just spray a little 409 on it and you're good to go. So it doesn't stain. Rear seat belts are attached to the roof there. So they're obviously a manual affair. And yeah, so how'd this thing hold up? This is Colorado, so we do use some salt on the, or we use like magnesium chloride, I believe. We've got a little rust here. I wouldn't want to jack the car up right there, but yeah, it's definitely rusted through right here. So that's most likely why it's here. But the wheel wells themselves seem okay. This bumper is obviously plastic. Back here, a lot of surface rust on these components. This is an all-wheel drive car, obviously, because here's the rear half shafts. There's the exhaust. Let's take a look under the front here. And this is actually solid. That's actually not bad. So, it's mainly the back on that side. Let's take a look at the other side and see what we have over here. And that's pretty good. Just starting to come through a little bit there. Looks fine in there. That's pretty normal. And then underneath here, looks great. And let's look at the back here. Gosh, even that looks really good. See, really, it's not one spot in the back driver's side left. And look at this. This is just, paint is just worn off from years of road spray and stuff. 400,000 miles worth. It's quite impressive. So, I mean, we do see a fair amount of 400,000 mile cars, but they're always fun to highlight because they're not super common. I mean, we do see them, but you know, it's not every day that you see one. So this one obviously did a good job for its owner. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please subscribe and like, and come back. We'll keep making more of these. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the 1984 Subaru Legacy all-wheel drive wagon.